episode of Waifu Wars podcast. I am your favorite pink-haired Loli who does not care about your boundaries, Drooby-Doo.
And I am your favorite girl in the class who just wants to give you a big ol' hug, Sobroni.
Can you, for once in your life, just not copy off of me?
Nope. Stop copying off me, Drew.
I said it first, so therefore you're copying off of me. That's
Stop.
crazy.
Yeah, I thought it
That's
first.
crazy.
So I thought it first. So yeah, I did.
Welcome to the Waifu Wars, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your waifu, because she's going to steal all your ideas just like Oni does. And also she's trash. How you doing, Oni?
I'm well. How are you doing, Drew?
Today was a little stressful, but you know, I have by doing one of the things I love doing most, aka this podcast, it is leveled me out. So I'm ready to have some fun, talk some shit about anime. And there's no better place to start with our news segment, This Week in Anime. Which is just basically just a bunch of announcements of second seasons.
Well, who would have thought?
Right. The first one, one of them's second season. This is a third season. Attack on Titan. It's part 3 of the 4th season. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's season 6 technically.
Technically season 6.
That's great.
I mean,
the final
season. Which, you know, I'm not, like, I saw this coming. Like we said, we've already said this is either gonna be a next season or it's gonna be a movie. They said one more season. You already got part 2. You don't care about part 3.
Yeah, I mean, how funny would it be if the next season isn't the final season and we get the final season part 4?
Oh my god, and a movie.
and
which is just a retelling from part 1 to part 4.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a recap.
It's just one giant recap with maybe an extra scene at the end, if you're lucky.
I am curious though, with all this extra time that they're gonna get to work on it, if maybe they'll do anime original ending. I'm curious. I don't think they will. But
yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with them doing anime original ending, and more of a we're Mappa and we've overcommitted ourselves, as usual.
At least they get to. I'll allow them to take as much time as they want to make the. Just don't overwork your animators.
Word, I'm gonna forget about you, and then you're gonna come back and be like, "Hey guys, remember how we said we're gonna do part 3? Well, we're here." I'm like, "All right, dope." You know, the way I see it, there's just so much more anime I could watch. I'm good. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll live.
We'll live. But the second announcement, and I'm not sure if you saw this, Oni. You want to talk about a blast from the past? Masamune Kun's Revenge gets a second season.
Yes, I saw that.
I was like, shit. What? I was like, bitch, who are you? I don't even remember you.
Did we cover that on the podcast?
This might have been the first anime that we ever covered.
I think the first season of the GNA podcast.
Period. Because it came out January 2017, which is when we started.
Oh, yeah. That was like the first series of shows that we watched. We didn't even have this format.
Nope, we didn't. We just talked for a very long time about random shit.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Right, a blast from the past, and we're finally getting a season 2.
Damn, are we watching it?
Absolutely. I don't see why not. I feel like we liked it the first time.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
If I remember it correctly. I actually completely forgot what the plot was.
This guy, after a long time getting bullied, he comes back. I think he transfers to a new school, like all smart and buff and amazing.
Oh, yeah, because the girl rejected him the first time or something.
And apparently she used to bully him. And now he's gonna make her fall in love with him and then be like, fuck you.
I remember there was like the
So
main girl
yeah,
was kind of cool.
I feel like this is just like a not as good Kaguya-sama. Still good.
Dollar store Kaguya-sama.
Still good. Like most things from the dollar store.
Yeah, sometimes you can't afford the high end stuff, so you just gotta go to the dollar store. Doesn't make it bad, just makes it not as good.
Right. Listen, I had a time in my life where all I did was go to the dollar store.
Word. I used to live next to a dollar store, and it was the best time of my life.
Yes, I know. We went there multiple times.
Yes.
God, so much. I'm like, damn, so many things I wasted my money on. But it was only $1, exactly. But who cares? So yeah, we're super excited. Well, I am super excited for it. And I feel like we're definitely going to be covering this. I can't see why not.
Yeah, unless it comes out in a season with like it's the same season as Attack on Titan Part 3 and like fucking Kaguya-sama Season 4.
Right. And Mushoku Tensei Part...
Yeah, Mushoku Tensei.
Part whatever season they're on. I can't keep count anymore. Yeah, so looking forward to that. I think that's it for our news. So we're just gonna move on to our weekly reviews.
Yes.
And we are going to start off with Attack on Titan, the final season, Part 2, Episode 12.
Final season in quotation marks.
Right. Whatever. Final season, whatever the fuck that means. if that means anything at all.
So, I actually think this is interesting because I'm going to compare and contrast it with like another show in our lineup that in any other way would not be drawing any comparisons to Attack on Titan. But I think it's interesting that they kind of like de-escalated the tension for the final episode. Like the whole first half of this episode was like comedy,
which I liked because it was really
I liked it.
It was really funny.
I wasn't expecting it, and at first I was kind of like, "What the fuck is going on?" But I'm like, "No, I like this a lot."
Yeah.
I don't want to be super depressed. Like I don't want to be it leaving me off on like a depression note, Like, and I have a bad taste in my mouth before the next season.
Right, and that's not what happened. I didn't, I wasn't left with a depressive note.
Exactly. I like the comedy. I like that they gave us insight into like both Mikasa and Eren's point of views on the situation. I feel like that was much needed because now Eren doesn't feel like as much of a fucking crazy asshole.
Eren, which was what I was trying to say from the start. I'm like,
okay.
Listen, am I wrong? Did I not say this over and over again?
You didn't give this reasoning for it.
Because it's like, hello.
Your conclusion is right, but your methodology was flawed. All right,
my methodology was not flawed. I already had empathy for Eren and him being batshit crazy. Because of everything that he went through. But then on top of everything else, yes, this episode takes place with a journey to Marley, trying to broker peace the good old fashioned way. And after a whole day of caroling and shenanigans, they're slapped in the face with their reality where they're like, where they see their own people are like, nah, they're the real ones. No, let's kill them, not us, them. And Eren was just like, okay, so now our own people on this island don't even want to work with us, and everyone's cheering for our destruction. Well,
we needed an episode like this to give us like the actual scene where he turns, because it's very clear. Like I loved when they were doing they were listening to the guy the politician give the speech, and he's like, "We're gonna fucking kill all the aliens, brah!" And you just see Mikasa turn around, and Eren just is gone. He's like, "I'm out. All right. I decided I'm killing all these people."
Right, because it's a room surrounded by representatives from every nation, literally saying kill them. So that makes sense.
It's like if it was in the UN and then they were just like, all right, the entire UN, all the countries just get up and like, all right, we got to kill these guys, all right?
Exactly. So yeah, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna kill them first. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
the whole I'm gonna kill them first thing, nah, it makes a lot more sense.
I also think that from a personal standpoint, it's more so like I also want to make sure that Mikasa and Armin and everyone else has, even if they won't live for like the brief amount of time that they can be happy, I want to give to them, basically, as opposed to having them fight this war forever.
Right.
I'd rather take out the whole world and let them live as like the lone survivors.
Right. It's like, yeah, you're gonna feel bad that all of society is essentially gone,
Mm,
but
but you're protected.
you get to live.
And it's also, I think part of it is like Eren doesn't know what's going to happen
Mm.
after he's dead, like because he mentioned to Zeke like, "Oh, I only have 4 years."
Right?
So
That's
it's like
why
this is my shot. This is what I had. The only thing I could do to protect everyone.
right. And someone, I think they asked that in like regards to like, oh, what do you think about Mikasa? She's like, does it matter what I feel about Mikasa? I'm gonna die very soon.
Yeah,
You know,
and the same with Historia too, where she was like trying to persuade him to stop and everything.
right. I was about to say, I'm just like, I was like, in that scene where she's talking to him, are they implying that, like,
He fucked her.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I feel like there was a slight implication of that, but I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either. But it's like, so this is before she got pregnant.
Yeah, this was like I gotta get the timeline straight in my head, but yeah. So was that also before they went to? No, it couldn't have been before they went to Marley, right? How long ago was she
Right.
pregnant?
It was no, it was definitely after they went to
After they,
Marley.
yeah, so she would have been back already.
Exactly, and he was already gone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Damn, I'm
yeah.
trying to like align up the how long ago could she have been pregnant, and then like match the months to see if Eren is the father.
I mean, hey, we don't know because she wasn't was she pregnant like at the beginning of the final season, or did she already have the baby?
Yes. No, I don't know if she had a baby yet, but she was pregnant in part 1 of season 4.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, how long was he gone for? Like
For some reason, I thought it was years, but I don't. It might not have been. It might have just been a couple of months. So it's possible maybe he talked to her before he left to Marley, and then no, but then he would have had to make contact with Zeke first. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how long Eren went missing for. To be honest,
Based on that flashback that they had, it couldn't have been that long.
Right. Didn't seem that
Oh,
long.
but then again, he did join the whole fucking army and like cut off his leg and
right. That was what I was like,
a lot of stuff happened.
I mean,
there's a whole bunch of time that I have to account for here.
I mean, did it have to be your foot? I like maybe.
Yo, it wasn't just his foot. He also like shoved a bullet in his
right. Like he really was like, I need to not be here. I need to not be fighting their wars. Fuck that shit.
It's like one of those things. Like, all right, Eren, you got to give yourself a small injury so they know that you can get injured. And he's like, all right, I got it. Chopping off my leg with a dull knife.
Right. I'm like, oh. That must. At that point, I'm like, yeah, being a Titan sucks. At this point.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Pass. I'll keep my human self. Thank you very much.
Right. Agreed.
Also, bonus points for this episode having Sasha in it. So.
Oh yeah, they had Sasha in it. That
10 out of 10.
And that's exactly. That's why I loved it. They had Sasha in it, and Sasha just being pure Sasha, like the whole ice cream thing. Everyone's freaking out about ice cream. Mikasa's happy eating her ice cream and her ugly little outfit.
Yeah, that was an ugly outfit.
It was an ugly outfit. I mean, they were all the women's outfits are kind of ugly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think that was just unfortunate. That was just, I guess, the style.
The clown fucking talking.
Levi.
Hey boy, you want some fucking candy?
I'm just like, oh no, this isn't Rosewall kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course the scene where they all go to refugee camp and proceed to get fucked
Oh,
up.
that's probably one of my favorite scenes in all of Attack on Titan.
Period.
It's like one of the only times I've ever seen Mikasa and Eren just like let loose and actually smile and shit.
Mikasa kind of just like.
Well, she got drunk and was like.
Slept.
I think there was a frame where she was like singing with Sasha or something.
Probably, yeah.
Mm.
Was it Connie or John trying to like stuff some kind of vegetable in Armin's mouth?
Yeah.
them like force. I think Sasha force feeding the kid the alcohol.
The kid, yeah, that's great job, Sasha. That little kid is gonna appreciate all the alcohol you just gave.
Right.
And then her just
vomiting like at the end of it. Everyone's passed out. She's vomiting in the corner.
That was actually a really cute scene because they were all like sleeping on top of each other. Like right. I think Eren's leg was like on top of Jean's face.
Yeah, they're all having a wonderful time. I'm just like, aw. And then the day after, I was like, aw.
Damn. Too bad they're all gonna die.
Yeah. And I like that, like, right after that, then, like, the rumbling started.
Yeah, that's a good way to end the season, because now you, after all the, like, the build-up and everything, now you ended on...
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't, you know, 3/4 of pain and suffering, then followed by, like, the rumbling killing everybody. It was, you know, a flashback episode that gave a lot of... that actually gave a lot of context, but also a lot of humor. And then the rumbling, then watching just all the Marley people get curb stomped.
That was sucked. The guy got like melted by the steam.
They got not even. Imagine not even getting squashed. Just the heat from the Titans just evaporated you.
Yeah, and I'm glad they showed us that the Titans can swim, because my biggest question I think I asked in the live watch was like, how the fuck are these Titans get across the ocean?
3 times at least. We had this discussion at least 3 times. And
like, how are they getting across this ocean?
And
They're
they
not bigger than the
swim.
ocean.
Man, listen, the way like
they swim, they all mini Michael Phelps.
Right, I'd love to have them on my Blitzball team.
How are they so like agile and fucking like perfect swimming form and everything? They're like mini subs.
I guess so. Yeah, they are. They a lot of ways. I guess they're like the Titans. So yeah, I guess they're gonna get to stomping next season.
Yep. Are we gonna rate this?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Man, it's gonna be tough.
You go first.
Yeah. Do I like this more than the first season? The first final season? I think I gave the first final season like a 9.5. I'm gonna also give this a 9.5. I think it was very well done. Obviously, it's Attack on Titan. I mean, every episode is just next level. It's all great. I will say there was like less oh shit moments in this half of the season than there was in part 1, but I think it did a better job of like giving us more details on the characters and the lore and the world, and I think it was just as good as the first part, but for different reasons. It had less action, I think, but better just writing.
I agree, and that's I'm gonna also give it only a score. Well, it lacked in the oh my god moments. It was definitely, you know, they still had action.
Yeah, so it still had action and still had oh my god moments, but it also like had really really good, like a lot of character backstory, and a lot of
character like building. Like, you know, Gavi went through her transformation arc. A lot of the Marlians went through their transformation arcs. You know, Connie was about to feed Falco to his mom, so there was that.
Yeah, like every character. I felt like this was the season for the non-main cast. Like everyone who's not Eren, Mikasa, and Armin.
Everybody in the sake for killing the world, saving the world, we all got real comfortable killing their friends in the army. Real comfortable, real quickly. So yeah, just a lot of really good shifts and dynamics all around. So yeah,
agreed.
Good on them.
Super hyped for part 3, which will probably be
next year.
Like Yeah, like the end of next year, like fall of next year or something.
Yeah, I probably won't. I don't know. They have a lot of time.
Nah, we'll see.
We'll see. I'd be shocked if it took them that long. I would say spring or summer.
Spring or summer?
Mm-hmm.
I say, all right. So you spring or summer, I'm fall. We'll
Right.
we'll place bets.
Right. And next up we have Princess Connect. Redive season 2, episode 12.
Yep, and this is my episode of the week.
Actually, no.
so
I
hard.
actually give Attack on Titan my episode of the week. Yeah.
Fair enough. I was gonna do it, and I was really tempted. I'm like, nah, I gotta give it to Princess Connect. Princess Connect was like, they went so fucking hard this episode. One, the animation was god tier, just like it was the previous couple episodes.
It was very good.
But part of me like just liked that. Yes, it was cheesy and it stuck to like the cheesy tropey, like everyone is happy in the end and we all, but I kind of like it because it was like that's like their whole thing for this whole show was just like, no, like they've been saying it the whole time, we're gonna get her to eat with us,
right,
or whatever, we're gonna have a meal
sharing
together.
a meal.
And they did.
Yeah, right.
It just took a lot of violence.
Right. lot of beating ass to get everyone at this table. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be redundant as I give my rating, but I feel like there was animation, really good animation, but other than that, it kind of felt like it was lacking to me.
Like what way?
Like almost a lack of depth.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna have the writing of Attack on Titan.
I know, but it's like, it just to me this ending in a way is kind of lost for me what made Princess Connect special, in a sense, because
which is,
I think like the comedy. I think it just became very, very plot and while the animation was very good, it still felt lacking to me because one, it's like the fighting was the okay. Let me phrase this: the animation was good. The fighting choreography was It was okay.
Well, it wasn't really fighting choreography. They were just like shooting energy.
Exactly. So it just felt very It was okay. Like I wasn't overwhelmed by it. It looked pretty.
I think it was pretty.
It looked pretty. It looked cool, but it wasn't like, I don't know. Maybe the person in me that's like as I like keeping exposed to more and more anime. I feel like my standards of just like, I don't know, and also from watching RuPaul's Drag Race, in both cases, in RuPaul's Drag Race and anime, for me, just being pretty is not good enough. And I feel like that's.
I think it depends. I give this one a pass because it's like I give it a pass because they already did all the good fighting scenes like last week, so I don't mind them just doing like beam spammy fighting this time. And I mean, it's kind of what they do. Like, it still looks like if you're gonna do beam spam stuff, this is the way to do it. Like all the orchestral like sound effects and everything. Like I was involved in it. It was a lot of great, pretty lights and like it just looked pretty. It was really nice. Like if this is the best way you can do this type of fighting. Let me put it that way.
I guess. I don't know. It just didn't catch me. I guess because, and that's another thing you just pointed out. Why would you send your best fighting and animation for the penultimate episode as opposed to the?
No, I actually think this episode had better animation. It was just different. Like because the scales are different. Like in the previous episode, they're doing hand to hand combat. In this episode, it was just like, oh, the ultimate bad guy shooting their energy beam versus my ultimate bad guy. I guess it'd be like, imagine Dragon Ball Z, and it's like Yamcha versus Cybermen, and the other fight is Goku versus Cell. One fight is gonna have a lot more energy beams rather than fist to fist, but that doesn't necessarily make one better than the other.
That is true, and I still would argue the Son Goku thing is because what they never did, which in retrospect I'm realizing this now because I watched Dragon Ball Super, and I even went back and looked at some other fights. While they did have a lot of laser beams and cool abilities, it was always a lot of it, if not at least half of it, if not the majority of it, was always fisticuffs. It was always
it depends on the fighter. Gohan did mostly energy beams. Let me not talk about the Cell fight where it's like 3 episodes of them just shooting a Kamehameha.
Yeah, I mean that's one out of how many fights?
I know, but this is a 12-episode anime, right?
Right.
700 episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Right. But my point is, I like the fighting from last episode more than this one's. It was just like we're ending. Like we're gonna end.
All right, I'll grant you that, but I don't think the animation was worse, right? I just think it was.
It wasn't worse. I don't think no. It was just high quality. It just was like you said. It was just like energy beam versus energy beam, and I don't know why it just.
I feel like this is a Don Machi situation for you.
I don't know why. Because it's like, I like this anime. I like this anime. I really do. It just felt a wee bit underwhelming. That's it.
I liked it.
Just a wee bit.
Either way, I like that they also kept the theme of the cat. Like, again, it was cheesy plot-wise, but it was consistent with the characters. So I like that it actually stuck to its guns.
Yeah.
And look, Kaoru got to save the girl she liked, or save the Kaiser.
Yeah, that was cute. I did like that part.
The ending was nice too.
Pecorine
coming back in.
And having food, and Pecorine being reunited with her parents. That was really sweet. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't excuse me. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel this way. I just do. There was just a slight disconnect when they were fighting, and then it just once it slowly started stepping away a little bit from the energy beams and more to like the whole the whole kanji of it all, the whole feeling. That's when I was just like, oh, okay, I remember this is the anime I like.
Fair enough. I think it's just a thing with you. You just don't like energy beam fights.
I typically don't. Really, because Monica's right there.
Then, Monica also. I don't want to call Monica purely energy beams. They do like other things.
But it's
like they're agile and stuff. Like they move around.
I know, but they're not like there's no kung fu. It's maybe just a bunch of slash, but it's literally. Basically,
yeah, but they do. They'll like no, they don't.
Clashing with sword.
Monica's not a fair example because they'll do like 50 backflips while they're doing energy beams. That's not like so. There's still animation. There's still like the motion there. They still do a lot of moving.
I mean,
I would say this is more like Nanoha. Like Nanoha just showing up and shooting a giant ass energy beam and just blowing shit up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. You ready to rate it?
Yep, you go first.
Like you're gonna hate me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready for
this. You're gonna hate
4.
No. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. And it's getting 7.5 because it kind of echoes how I felt about the last episode. I kind of feel that way about the whole season in general. It's like they sacrificed a lot of like the cute kind of Konosuba moments more for like this giant pretty action-y scenes. But I think my problem is these scenes aren't. They're to me they're not so special that I'd rather you sacrifice like the kind of humor and the heart that this had from the first season. And I feel like they lost that along the way in the second season. I guess because they decided to like, bitch, we gotta wrap it up and focus more on plot. But also there's another anime that I feel like didn't have to compromise that at all. They had their cake and they ate it as well. More than one in this very season that's done that. But yeah, I feel like Princess Connect wasn't able to, and I don't know. I feel like it kind of, for me, it just took me out of it. It started feeling more generic as the season went on. It was like, okay, now this is turning to more generic fantasy.
I don't agree with that because all right, here's my take.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's
First of all, give me your score, please.
8.
Okay.
So I want to get 8.5. 8.5.
Go ahead.
Because like yeah, it definitely wasn't as Konosuba as the first season. They definitely took a more of a plot focus in the second half of this part. But like they were building towards the plot like this whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
was
agree.
like, eventually the plot's gonna take over the series. So I wasn't like as like, whoa, this is a left turn or something.
It wasn't. It's not like I. It's not without my boundaries, and I just think they could have found a way to have their cake and eat it too.
Like do both.
Yes,
maybe.
I think they
but
could have.
I would argue the animation in this is just better. Like
the animation is
it's just
very
better
good.
than like not like I would literally put it on par with Attack on Titan in some points. Like the animation is spectacular, and I know it's because Cygame's money and they're like throwing money at the screen.
Yeah, it's also off the backs of my Shadowverse rolls.
Yes, I would normally give it an 8. I'm giving it 8.5 just because there were so many like ridiculously over crazy movie quality animation scenes in this season.
Do I want to give it an?
I would say it's like all right. So under any chart, it lists as action adventure. I'd say that's more accurate than putting it like comedy. This season was less comedic and more just like an action adventure with some comedy.
You're right, and I think, and the gag is, I'm pretty sure my 0.5 comes from the animation. I'm pretty sure without it, because this season noticeably more, I was more easily distracted. I was more easily like, just like checking on how long till this episode is over. I guess it depends. I know I felt that way this time.
What do you? I guess it's like if you're grading it as a Konosuba like fantasy comedy, I can see 7.5. If you're grading it as an action adventure, like a lighthearted action adventure, I'd push it more towards 8 because it's like, I like my mind. I'm comparing it to like Danmachi and and like other fantasy shows, like fantasy anime. And I think
I'm also comparing to Danmachi. That's why it has a higher score.
Except for last season. Don't laugh too loud because you watch season 4 next season.
No, because I think I did like season 3. Season 2, ugh. But yeah, season 3 I actually did enjoy.
Season 2,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I get it because it's maybe I'm biased because I like the characters so much because I played the game, so I'm just like, yes, I love Kaoru so fucking much.
I love them. I love them too, and that's a huge addition to the score.
Even though Kokoro didn't get any real screen time.
She really did. She's literally just a backboard for all the other characters.
Boo! She's best girl. I'm mad.
Best girl in the back. Best girl in the background. Best girl on the sideboard. I can go on, but you get my point.
9.5. Yeah, I think it was a above average action adventure.
Me too. That's why I get 7.5. Like I don't say that in a way that I dislike it.
Let me put it this way: if I had to grade like its individual part, it's definitely the animation that's bringing the average up because the animation would be like a 9.5 out of 10. The comedy would probably be like a 7 out of 10, and then the plot would probably be like a 6.5 out of 10. So like the animation just like brings the rest of the average up.
Yeah. Yep, that's it for Princess Connect. Go. I don't know. Play if you want more. Go download the game. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored.
But yeah, we are going to move on with to Tensai Ouji no Kaji ko Gasai Jutsu episode 12. So yeah, case in point of episode of a series that was able to consistently just be itself from literally episode 1 to now.
I disagree. I don't think. I
I
don't
know.
think Princess Connect stopped being itself. It's just that the second season was more serious.
I will say I will give Princess Connect a pass only because it's a season 2. I feel like season 1 it's easier to be more just how they were instead of having like a subtle shift.
We're gonna talk about the next show. We're gonna talk about it not being itself. That's what I would say is not itself. But yeah, this was more just Tensai Ouji. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, it was Tensai Ouji. Was it the strongest last episode? I wouldn't say so.
It was
no, it was satisfactory. Like it was satisfactory. I was fine with it.
It didn't feel like a final episode.
Right,
exactly.
Like
I was like, oh, this is probably another episode next week.
Exactly. But like every other episode, I enjoyed it. I'm really hard pressed to find an episode that I did not enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it knows what it is, and it's really much, and it just plants itself in it. And it's also good.
Yeah, it's like a political comedy thing. I enjoyed this episode. It was mostly, I do feel like it was kind of like, I wish they kind of, I know because it's the last episode of the season, they can't really, but I feel like there should have been more to this fight than just like a one episode thing. The way they built up the king and everything.
Agreed. But you know,
so
well, for better for worse, that is very Tensai Ouji.
I hate that every war they have just ends in one episode. I'm like, damn, can you like drag out some of these arcs?
I mean, Martin's the only one that took longer than one episode. We have like 2 episodes, I believe. Yeah, like that's why I love that it's like a political comedy that's like they have like parts and moments that are just so silly.
Like when he was talking about the
killing everyone and like just bluffing. Meanwhile, in real life, no one would ever believe this and just be like,
yeah, the guy's just really stupid.
Right? Yeah, like 1,000%. He's like, well, what if that's? He's like, well, if that's true. He's like, oh, but what if it's not?
You're right. What if?
I'm gonna send all my people. Like literally, his plan is to send the entire population of his country to your doorstep.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the weaker strategies. But like, I like it in the sense that
it's so silly.
It's so silly, yeah. Right. It's so dumb, but this guy is so dumm, so it's believable for him. Like, oh my god, he did send 30,000 people, so maybe he could get his entire country. Then they.
Yeah, first of all, you knew he was dumb when he was like, "No, I won't take twice the land."
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just want to see you lose and suffer.
Right.
I also like the little strategy he had in terms of, I'm just going to do an ambush, like a really smart ambush, and they're going to, because it's the military, they're going to overblow it and be like, yes, we routed an entire army. In reality, it was just like, you beat 20 dudes who just jumped you on the side of the road.
Right, exactly.
And that kind of played into it, like, oh my god, they just routed his army? They're definitely going to beat him in this war, and they're all going to migrate to my country.
Right, exactly. It was literally a perfectly well-timed bluff. It was like a perfect amount of like genius and also silly in one go. So I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and then even got some spotlight here. She delivered the final blow, non-killing blow.
The non-killing blow. I was like, did you cut the back of his neck and just like kill him? But
no,
that was not the case. Yep. And also, I also like the characters who aren't as spineless as Sergis, to the point where they like threaten to destroy Wine's plans. Like at the end when Guire was like, you know, actually, you don't send me back. You guys actually kill me. I won't I'd rather die.
Yeah, I'll just kill myself.
I just kill you, and then the was it Levantians? The Levedians, they'll warn you, and either way, you lose.
Yeah, super spiteful.
Right, very petty. You know, I like that this series has those characters who are just so, you know, they're just their own character. They're not just like wine. You know, occasionally they too are full of surprises.
Yeah. I think that's what keeps the series kind of fresh, is that for as smart as he is, something always gets turned around on him, or like there's always some element of something that's out of his control that happens.
He just has to find a best way to like some
adapt.
Yeah, and some funny bullshit thing happens. No, it's just, that's what I like about the show. It's a perfect amount of like political savvy meets chaos, like rap married and comedy.
Yeah, as opposed to the other political show, the Realist Hero.
Yeah,
which is more slice of life and just politics.
Right. Exactly.
Although I have been watching a little bit of the second season.
How was it?
I don't think you'd like it. It definitely leans way more into the slice of life now. Like, he actually has his whole harem. They all married him, and now they're just like fighting over him. Like, it feels less like a political show and more like a harem slice of life.
Ew, yeah. Pass the. Excuse me, but yeah, no, I really am surprised about how fun this anime was. Like, this became the anime I look forward to watching, because it's just very casual, you know, nothing too crazy, but you always get a chuckle by the end of it.
Yeah. This is the fun show.
Very fun show.
Right.
I guess
what's your rating?
Did I go first?
I went first last time. Oh wait, no, did I go first?
No,
I went first time.
Yeah, I went first.
All right.
Your turn.
Man. Oof. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5. Tempted to lean towards 8, but yeah, no, I think it's a strong show. I think.
Wow, it sounds a little bit retaliatory.
No, I was gonna do 8, but I'm like.
But then you got mad about Princess Ken. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I deduct 0.5 off for Drew score. No, no, I like the characters. I like it's one of those shows where I can't particularly lean on saying like this, like, it has a glaring weakness. If I were to pick a weakness, I'd say it's probably too fast paced. But it's a fun show. It's just like a show you can binge watch and like kill a day watching. So I think it's a good show. No real weaknesses, just
agreed. Which is why I'm giving it an 8. I'm giving it an 8 because it has good characters, very good comedy. Outside of that though, and a decent premise. Outside of that,
the premise is good.
Outside of that though, it doesn't really excel in too much.
Yeah, it doesn't really do any. It doesn't push any boundaries or anything. It's not like innovative or something.
Right. It gets points in the fact that they do commit to certain things that you wouldn't expect an anime like this to commit to. Like, for example, gore. This is a comedy and they show all the blood.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of blood.
Decapitating niggas.
There's a lot of violence for a comedy.
Hacking them up into pieces, like blood. I'm surprised no one died when Homeboy attacked the Netrons. I'm surprised no one died. True. They just kind of just all got knocked down. Shocked.
One of the non-violent scenes.
Right, because and I was like, oh, and I told myself, like a silly person, oh, that's because they're nations, they won't die. Cut to the Homeboy getting like lanced in his chest and thrown off a cliff. Definitely wearing the Natron armor, so I'm like, oh, well, that's not it.
Yeah, no, they're still dead. I just wish the show, like, I feel like the show could have potential to be more if it were to, but then I feel like it could be better, but then it wouldn't be for everyone. Like right now, I feel like this show, pretty much anyone can watch it.
Yeah.
I feel like if they developed the political side of things more and made it more like politics focused or like government focused,
right,
it would be better written. But then it wouldn't be as accessible, and a lot of people would be like, "Oh, this is just too political. I don't want to watch this."
My thing is, I don't even care about the writing as it is right now. You know, sometimes it is kind of, very silly, a little too silly. But for me, like you said, the pacing. I feel like there are some arcs definitely could have been kept to 2 episodes, and I was thankful that they were. If it was any other not as good anime, they would extend it to 4 episodes, and I would have been bored out of my mind.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I definitely feel like that was a change that they made because I'm pretty sure the light novel goes into way more detail on each arc.
I'm sure they do.
I feel like they realized there was like, fuck, it'll be really boring if we just elaborated on all the details in each arc. So we'll just make it super fast paced and try to keep all the interesting bits in there.
Right, and I do think some of the arcs, such like Oni said, especially the ones with like the war tactics, could have been like an extra episode. This could have been. This series could have been 13 episodes, and we further expounded upon this like great last conflict.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like I'm glad I don't read source material a lot because I feel like this is definitely a show where if I had read the source material, I would hate it.
I know.
I'd be like, I skipped everything.
Right, Xavier was like, this show's awful.
This is why I don't read source material. This is why I don't read manga or light novels because I would hate every adaptation.
Right, listen, Umineko could have just been a bad anime. Umineko could have just been a bad anime, but now it was a bad anime that was built off of something.
Me.
Right, that was built off of one of the greatest pieces of writing I've ever seen or written.
Exactly.
I mean, read. I did not write it.
Oh, what? You did
the greatest pieces I've ever written. Yes, I am the author of Umineko.
One of my greatest works.
Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah. So, with that being said, really, I did really like the show, and yes, source material, keep it far away from me. I won't get Umineko again.
I do hope this gets a season 2.
I say, as I'm definitely, when I have more money, or if it goes on sale, I'm definitely gonna, because I have it open on a tab, I'm going to read through the last visual novel up to date.
Of what? Of Umineko?
Yeah, like the whole Run They Cry series.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the quote new one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's gonna
also have to read that.
Right, it's gonna get read one of these days. All right.
Let's prepare for that artwork.
Right. I mean, listen, they've come a long way. from I don't know, fucking Garfield.
I'll never forget.
Garfield.
I'll never forget the original Beatrice. The original Beatrice look and laugh.
Well, first of all, the original Beatrice laugh. I mean, look.
It's always the same, but the look was like really creepy, like the sprite.
I know it was. I kind of like that though. I kind of add the charm.
Yeah, it adds a little bit creep factor to it, like the weird sprite looking thing. Oh yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
makes it feel like an older series than what it actually is.
I mean, it's gonna be 20 years old soon.
Yeah, but the old look makes it feel like it's from the 80s.
Oh, well, if that was what makes work looks like from the 80s, then what does Higurashi look like?
Oh God, prehistoric.
That looked like it was drawn by like a very talented 15-year-old.
Exactly.
All right. Let's move on to our last anime of the night, which is actually the first anime of the new season.
Nope, we got one before this one.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, I lied. Next up is Kaijin Kaihatsubu no Kuroitsu-san, episode 12.
See, this is the episode I was going to compare Attack on Titan to, because I think this episode kind of strayed in the opposite direction, where it was like, oh shit, it's the final episode. We need to make a big bad enemy and like do all this crazy shit to justify it being a last episode.
Yeah, but I'm not mad. I wasn't mad at it because it was still like silly. Like it was the whole premise of it was really silly. It's like, ha ha ha, we're doing a hostile takeover, but a hostile takeover is literal hostile. Oh, like, come on, that is silly.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, the premise of the only reason I like this episode though is for the ending, because the ending was kind of fucking.
That ending was so funny. It turns a dark Kamen Rider, and she
I like that it also sets up a potential season 2. Like, I was like, oh shit, there's a whole subplot here.
Yes, where original Kamen Rider realizes that Kamen Rider Black was Kuroitsu-san.
And she's stuck in the suit.
And she's stuck in the suit. Why shouldn't that be a good idea to just walk around in a suit?
Yeah,
do you think that would have some kind of adverse effect?
It'll be fine. Also, like, I was supposed to be Wolf's, and he couldn't get it in time. Like, he was
Wolf,
too injured.
yeah, and Wolf was upset about it. Like, I want my power suit.
Yeah. So that is the saving grace. Otherwise, I wasn't a big fan of this episode because I feel like it leaned too heavily into the action, which is not.
That is true. No, that is true. They did. There was a lot of scenes where they showed random Kamen Rider people doing some kind of, this is my action attack, and then they all fall down. Cut to other random people doing the same thing. And I'm like, okay, so some of these I don't even know. some of these you're just doing just to prove that there's like a lot of y'all. There's a lot of y'all hoes out there. And I'm like, girl, we get it. But it doesn't have to be, we don't have to see this. Like, they lingered on that part for too long. And I 1,000% agree with that. But yeah.
I'm glad they worked everyone in though. Like, all
but that's they worked all the side characters in together. Even Mizuki. Mizuki's arc was actually super relevant to the finale. I think I love that.
Yeah, that's true.
She had a whole contact of all the bad people that she worked for.
True. Yeah.
That ended up helping.
It all came full circle.
Exactly. Those full circle moments, I actually love that.
Who would have guessed that she was the most well-written character?
Exactly. Mizuki's over arc was actually crazy relevant at the end. Because it ended up being an executive, a quote-unquote executive for oh god, I forgot the name of their Agastya. Which then, when this hostile takeover came over, she was the one who ended up saving them. Well, yeah, more or less in a way.
getting the team together at least.
Exactly. So, just everyone kind of pitching in to defeat the common goal, but yet doing it in a way where it's still funny.
Yeah, for the most part. I'm coming around on it. I think that was a really good scene.
Right. Exactly. So, minus that one lame sequence of action scenes that looked like it was paid $20.
Yeah, they got paid off for the just include this clip show of all of our attacks.
Right. I would say this is actually a surprisingly solid final episode.
Fair enough. Yeah, you brought me around on it. That Mizuki being written so well.
Right, exactly. I guess with that being said, it's time to judge.
Go for it.
I'm giving this a 7.5. The only reason why it's not an 8, because in my mind, this is like on the same level as Tensai Ouji.
Tensai?
Yeah. Like, it's basically very similar. Like, it's a comedy with a very interesting setup. The characters are really, they're really well done in the terms of the comedy sense. They all have their one thing, or well, in this case, well, and except for the chicken's case, I don't really know what his thing was besides like his little
He's the
romance.
guns. Oh, well, that too.
But
And he has a
yeah,
romance with
it's
Hydra.
right. Like it's like I really know what your thing is, but whenever he did have a thing, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everyone else has their thing. Had a lot of really cute, like fun oh shit moments. Um, like all this writing, even though it seemed really random at first, it all came together very organically. The reason why it does not get an 8 like Tensai Ouji is that it was not as consistently, well, at least for me, it was not consistently hitting.
Yeah, it had up and down episodes.
1000%.
I agree. I'm also giving it a 7.5, pretty much for the same reason. I think it was on par with Tensai Ouji for me.
Right.
There were some inconsistent episodes, like oh god, the idol episode will live in infamy in my head.
Right. Right.
But for the most part, it was a reliably good show. It had some surprisingly good episodes, like good comedic episodes. I think the premise is still one of the best out there. Like it's just hilarious. And it had surprisingly good writing, as Drew pointed out, with Mizuki being relevant in the final episode.
Period.
So, and it has some great characters. Yeah, the wolf, the magical girls, Kuritsu. Yeah, the cast is just fun. I love the cast. The cast is just really, really fun.
Really good cast. I really hope this gets a season 2.
Same.
All right. So now, as I was saying, our last show is Aharen-san episode 1. So I'll wait. No, actually, let me see the whole title. Aharen wa Hakarenai episode 1. Also, I'm really gagged that we managed to only do 5 shows and we're still at an hour. But
it always happens.
God damn it. So for this, I can tell this is gonna be one of those shows where very much because they have like this little weird talking thing. This how good the show is going to rely heavily on the side characters.
Yeah, I think so. Although I think it's all right. I think this first episode was a lot slower paced than I expect the rest of the episodes to be.
Right.
Based on that
it
trailer.
was, listen, girl, when I tell you by the end of it, all my energy gone. It's not that I disliked it, it's just like it was so slow. I was like, oh, okay.
It was cute. I think it was.
I know you
adorable.
found it cute.
Yes, Aharen is super cute. I think it had some good comedic moments too. Like there were few and far between, but like the awkward comedy. It did awkward comedy so well. Like she just stares at him the whole first scene. Every time he's like, "Hi, how are you doing?" and she just turns around, looks at him, turns back.
Right.
Yeah, I just think it's one of those shows that's gonna end up being really charming. I like their relationship already.
No, I was going to compare her to. So I just looked at the main voice actor for the girl, and oh wow, so she's got some roles.
Yeah, I see it now too.
Rem from ReZero. She's Hestia, Danmachi.
This explains why I like her so much.
Right. And I only looked through it because I thought she was going to be from. And you know what it is? It's just the appearance. But yeah, no, I thought she was Kana from
Dragon Maid.
Yeah, from Dragon Maid.
The voice actually does kind of sound similar too.
It does. And she looks just like her.
And she looks just like her, yeah. This is now my headcanon is that this is high school Kana. It's gonna be a crossover with Dragon Maid.
That's why
she's also Rhaenys' voice actress. Nice.
Damn. Like Higurashi?
No, Rhaenys.
Rhaenys. Oh, from FGO, right.
Mm.
But yeah, so but yeah, no, very very cute episode. She gives Kana but more quiet. But yeah, she's very cute.
Mm.
They had some cute moments. The whole bone conduction, which by the way, that sounds really sexual. That sounds like some really cheesy white dude trying to like sexually harass some poor girl at a bar.
Hey girl,
Like,
you want some bone conduction?
Yeah, how about we get? Yeah, how about some bone to bone conduction?
I like that she was just like randomly.
She just headbutts him. I'm like, it's like he has all these ways to try to communicate, and she's just like, I'm going to make it not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some clear yandere vibes.
I don't think she's crazy. Maybe just super attached.
Yeah, by the way, very relatable. I was like, oh, and she's like, oh yeah, I used to be very attached, and then people didn't like that, and I'm just like, oh, stop high school me. Well, not so much high school. Well, yeah, it's kind of high school me. That's kind of that is literally why Oni's my friend, because I kind of made him be my friend.
I was forced.
Kind
of. It was a hostage situation.
Kind of. It didn't help that your parents liked me so much. That just made it worse.
I feel like it's a persistence thing, you know. Like you can be clingy without being creepy. Yes.
Let me tell you, that only works because she's a cute lolly. Let me tell you, this is a man trying to do this to a woman. You'd have a whole different conversation.
I was gonna say if it was a less attractive, if it was like a guy doing this to him, I don't know. Like,
oh my
God. If you tried to sleep on my lap in the middle of the school, I would have been like, sorry, I would have tossed you off.
Naturally. Yeah, no, it was a cute episode of him trying to communicate, and it always just ending not the way she wants it to, or he wants it to.
Yeah, I think this was just like an introduction to their relationship.
Yes, I am 1,000% looking forward to the next episode where they have a new character, hopefully.
Yes, it seems like it based on the ending, so we'll see.
We shall see. With that being said, we have finally reached the conclusion of our weekly reviews. I guess that means it's time for Waifu Wars. I guess we're still we are continuing with our whatchamacallit, our tournament.
Yep. Gen 2.
Gen 2.
I'll look up the.
Right, I'm like, you're mentioning the generation I dislike the most.
Oh yeah, you're a Gen 2 hater. I forgot. Yeah.
It's so not good. The only thing that would be good about it would be the woman, or the characters in general.
All right, let me think. And by the way, you can't count the Kanto, obviously.
Wait, I was not planning on it.
Okay, just saying. No cheating. Oof, this is tough for me because Gen 2 actually has a lot of super cute gym leaders.
I mean, I only know of 2 in my head. Who, like, I only know it's Jasmine and Claire.
Whitney.
Oh shit! Ooh, why did it not show Whitney? I literally googled this. Like, hello.
This is tough.
I know there's a lot of silence. I may or may not edit it out. I'm just like, I was like, wait,
I'm researching
this
real
is
time.
serious. This is serious.
This is serious business. Hold on. I
Um,
like Whitney, but not more
I
than
don't know.
Claire.
Yeah, I'm to go to Claire. I'm not. Ooh, unpopular opinion. I think
Mhm.
Whitney. Her personality's cute, but her look is it's kind of basic for me. Actually, like
I can see
it
that.
airs on base on being her being basic. I remember her personality being fun. I think that's what it
Hmm.
was.
Yeah, I like her personality more than her looks. For me, right now, it's between Claire and Jasmine. I think Jasmine is better looking. I kind of like Claire.
I just feel like oh, Claire just gives such bad bitch vibes.
Exactly.
That's and the pictures, these pictures I'm seeing, they're not helping me be dissuaded. Let's just put it like that.
I really like Jasmine.
Wait, maybe I need. It's like every iteration of her is just like yes.
And Jasmine has a Steelix. I love Steelix.
No, you can't judge on the Pokemon.
What? It's part of her
That no,
personality.
it actually isn't. Literally just on the waifu.
uh...
Literally just the waifu. I don't.
I'm
I
gonna go
know.
Jasmine.
First of all, can I just say I don't like the fact that they like. Okay, I'm. If you want for whatever reason to put more clothes on her, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But make it look good. I don't like her with
Who, Jasmine or Claire?
Jasmine.
Which outfit?
Her new outfit, like this
The green one?
off green, yeah, off green
I
with the
like it.
orange.
It's like a kimono.
It's not a kimono in any way, shape, or form. It's a
It's a
dress.
kimono.
It's a dress where she's wearing a very fitted cardigan over it and like a bow. But her,
Wait, are we? Are we talking about the same thing?
it's
The one
like
that's designed to look like the Celestial?
Celestial.
Yeah, whatever, the Ultra Beast.
I don't. I think so. I think it kind of looks. It depends on which one, because it's like it's just there. The one from Pokemon Masters and the one from the anime. It's the same concept, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just hate the orange. I think it's just orange.
Hey,
I
wait,
don't
this is
like.
the one I'm looking at. Let me show
I just don't
you.
like the orange. Is there orange in that outfit? Davis?
No, it's more green and
No, not
yellowy.
that. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
that looks great.
No,
I was
that's not the one I'm talking
like,
about. That one's
okay.
amazing. No, I'm talking about this. It's like one of the first ones where she has like this giant orange ribbon on.
Oh,
Like
I see it. Yep,
exactly.
no.
I don't like
Yeah, I don't
that.
like
That I
that.
don't like that. I the one it's between that kimono and like her simple white dress with the ribbon on it. That's
Mm-hmm.
cute. Even though
Yeah.
I still ultimately hate her hair. I don't
No,
like
I like her hair.
I don't like those.
You don't like the little
Maybe they change it.
handlebars?
Maybe they change. Like, cause why does it have to be orange? Why can't it just match the rest of
You
her?
just don't like the orange
Yeah, the orange,
hairball thing?
yeah, the orange hair ties. It's like it just throws it off for me. Like, why? Just make it white. Bitch, match the rest of your outfit, and don't add an orange bow to fit your orange thing.
Maybe she just
Because
likes
then all that
orange.
orange clashes with the rest of the outfit. Girl, it doesn't look good.
Good thing I don't have a good fashion sense, so it doesn't bother me at
Right,
all.
right. You don't care about such things. But these are important for me.
And that's why she's perfect for me.
Right. But yeah, no, I'm going with Claire because
Yeah, understandable. Too bad, bitch. See, if you said we could count Pokemon, I would went with Claire. Ironically.
no, you shouldn't. And I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you stuck to common sense, not to choose Pokemon. Even though my answer would still
Ironically,
be
I'm looking through a
Sabrina.
lot of. What?
My answer would still have been Sabrina from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I figured.
Because I love psychic
Iron-
types.
Ironically, I'm looking through a lot of art right now of Claire and Jasmine, and it's always like I'm looking for Claire art, and it's always Claire and Jasmine together. They're like paired together a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, she does. You know, like if Claire went out of nowhere, we're just like, I like a little. My Dragonair learned surf for a reason because I'm a fan of the fish.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be
Fair enough.
shocked. It wouldn't be the most surprising news. I mean, also listen, I'm looking for any excuse to make anything queer, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's that far of a stretch.
Right.
An
I'm like,
excuse.
I'm like, do you want to give me an example to make her lesbian? By all means.
I guess because she's like hyper masculine. Well, not hyper masculine, but she's the more
Oh,
masculine one, and
yeah.
then Jasmine is like hyper feminine.
Right, I
I can
get
see
it.
it.
I can see it too. But yeah.
Yep, time to look up some fanfic of Jasmine.
Right,
and Claire.
period. Well, I guess to everyone listening, let us know who's your favorite Gen 2 waifu. Let us know in the comments below. But with that being said,
Yes.
we're done with the Waifu Wars, the segment, and the podcast. So Oni, be a dear and take us away.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Waifu Wars, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch all episodes as they go up every week. We're back on the original channel now. Also, if you'd like, you can become a member like all these lovely people on screen right here, right now, and help us out by supporting the GN Nation. Also, please make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord, all linked in the description down below. Drew, you have anything you'd like to add?
Also, I'm not picking Whitney because fuck her in her milk tank.
I knew.
Listen. Yeah, we're not judging it on Pokemon, but in her case, still, I don't care.
I could say something, but I'm not going to. I will say though, however, if you guys are patrons, make sure you vote in the patron poll, or channel members. Make sure you vote in the patron poll for the anime we're covering next season, which will be next week. Right now, Otome Game is winning, I believe, but it is a very close race for. There's like a 3-way tie in second, so make your voice heard. You know, all that stuff. Vote. The poll will be up to like next Friday, probably. So let us know.
Let us know.
And on that note, this has been Soroni, and
Do we do?
I'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.